Okay, today we're going to talk about the Champion League that happened last week, the two big games. Then we're going to talk about the weekend game with Real Madrid versus Barcelona, and then we're going to talk about the Arsenal game, and we're going to end it with the Ballon d'Or. Okay, a lot of drama there. So last Tuesday we had Dortmund play Real Madrid at Bernabeu, and this was basically the final from the Champion League. I don't know what you thought, but I assume Madrid was going to win for sure. Madrid had a couple problems. Carvajal had got injured, very bad injury that he's going to be out for the season, I believe. And coming in this game, Madrid hasn't really been a stellar team, but really, beginning the past three seasons, I would say Madrid has never been like off to a great start of each of those seasons. And they usually pick up towards the end of the season. You know, they kind of just grind, and then eventually they get to their goal. And I'm assuming this season is going to be the same. Everybody's waiting for Kylian Mbappe. You know what he's going to do, what kind of history he's going to create. Bernabeu. Playing this game, the lineup was basically Mendy, Militao, and Lucas Vazquez in the back. And I don't think Mendy is that great of a defender in my opinion. And same with Lucas Vazquez. He's good at going forward because he was a winger. You know what I mean? He's a winger turned into a defender. So, and then in the middle you got Madrid, you got Valverde as always, and then you got Bellingham. And then at the front you got Rodri, Mbappe, and Vinicius. And for Mbappe and Vinicius this season, you were assuming that it was going to be all about Kylian Mbappe, but really it's been about Vinicius. Vinicius had a great season last year, so this year he's kind of continuing on that momentum. This game was no different. It was really mostly all about him. So as the game went on, the first half specifically, Dortmund was basically in fully control. Madrid seemed like they just weren't. They looked tired. They looked like they didn't really care about the outcome of the game. That's what it looked like. But remember, Madrid is always like that in most games. At the beginning, they don't really get started until somebody scores goal on them. So that's exactly what happens. You know, Dortmund gets two goals in like 4 minutes, right? So they get two goal, they're two goal up, and at this point, you're thinking like, what's going on? Are Madrid crumbling? Is the all the criticism has been happening? Is this gonna come true? So halftime happens, and a lot of pundit, and me too. I was like, there's no way this game is over. You know what I mean? This is Madrid. They're kind of just goading us, you know what I mean, into believing that they're crumbling. But this is not going to happen. So second half starts. It felt like they took a shot of espresso right to the vein, right? They woke up. They really woke up. So as the game going on, not to say Dortmund still wasn't getting a chance, but Madrid was going all out. And they only really needed a goal to really kickstart the comeback. And that's exactly what happened. Kylian Mbappe throws in a great assist to Rudiger and gets a goal, a great header. And right when that goal started, the whole crowd erupted, and you can feel the comeback was on the way, right? And as the game was going on, I mean, they were just a whole different team. What is it? Vinicius scores another goal, again, assist from Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe, he may not been performing as well, but again, he got two assists in this game. The game is going on, and then you're thinking maybe Dortmund can actually still keep the tie. And that's really what it seemed like they were going for. You know, Dortmund's a team that always crumbles under pressure. Okay, this happened year after year, and this was no different. As the game went on, they had clear chances, but they just couldn't take their chances. So they started doing subs, right? And the subs didn't really do much better because Madrid just got stronger. And then out of nowhere, okay, Luis Vazquez gets a great goal, forward goal, and boom, it seems like it's basically over, right? It's 3-2. Dortmund doesn't seem like they're trying to come back at all, but Real Madrid seems like they really want to punish Dortmund. Emre Can loses a ball in Madrid half, right? And he's not coming back as he should because he's assuming Zuma's gonna stop Vinicius. Vinicius is way too fast for Zuma, and Zuma kind of shows him the way, and Vinicius just uses the pace, turns Zuma over, boom, a goal, over. Wherefore, it's about 86 minutes. You're saying the game is over. We're done here. And then out of nowhere, Vinicius gets another goal as well. Okay? The crowd goes wild. The Vinicius is like obviously excited. You know what I mean? We're weeks away from the Ballon d'Or, and he just had one of the best games in the Champions League. He had a hat trick. He was man of the match. I mean, he was fantastic. He was great. You got Madrid newspapers and Madrid PR team basically saying like, the Ballon d'Or is ours. This guy's gonna get it, no doubt about it. Barcelona, you better watch out this week, right? Basically, that was the theme. They're on a run. They haven't lost a game in La Liga specifically for over 42 games. So they're playing Barcelona this week at home, and all they have to do is beat Barcelona, and they're not just going to close the gap in the league. They're also going to tie Barcelona for the record of most game undefeated La Liga team. Barcelona has 43. They hold the record. And now Madrid is 42. All they have to do is beat Barcelona, and they'll tie. And they beat them at their home, and they'll close the gap. I mean, the layers was really great. And then on that weekend itself, he could have won. He could have gone and won the Ballon d'Or. I mean, that's the way he was thinking in his head. I would imagine, right? So anyway, so this game is over. Now is Barcelona's turn. So Barcelona played on Wednesday. They played Bayern, their kryptonite. We couldn't beat Bayern for the past. I mean, we haven't beat them since 2015. That's a long time, almost 10 years. Not just that, the last few times we played, we didn't even score a goal on them. So this was a huge, huge test. This is a team that everybody has been giving their praise, right? They're scoring more than 2-3 goals a game. In fact, this season they had a game where they scored 7 goals. It's been a long time since anything like that happened for them. And a lot of the success has to go to Flick, a German coach, which, like I said, I was dreaming of this guy to come. One of the best presser, right? We have not been pressing like this, honestly, ever. You know, we're winning games, crazy margin. The high line press, the connection from the back to the front. What is it? We got our 3 forwards are some of the best forwards in football right now. All of them combined. Lewandowski is having one of his best season. What is his name? Rafinha just became a captain, and he's really showing why he deserves to be a captain. Regardless of what we said about him a season or 2 ago, this guy looked like he found himself, and everything he touches is just turning into gold. And then you got on the wing, you got Lemar, who's this kid, again, playing like a grown-up, okay? And him, every pass he makes goes to assist. It's assist every time. So really, these guys can do no wrong coming into this game. So a lot of people assuming that it's either going to be tie or Bayern's going to win. That's really it. Because again, you go from the past experience, and past experience showed us that Bayern has been lethal when they come to playing against Barcelona. Muller loves it. Muller always talks about it. So anyway, came into this game, and another thing is that we had a lot of injuries at the beginning of the season, Barcelona, but everybody's coming back. Pedri came back. He looks very fit. It looks like he's going back to his prime. And you got De Jong came back. He's fit. Lopez is fit. We have Omar came back. He's fit. Oh, I forgot another one. Gavi. Gavi is back. He's looking great as well. So we have a full roster at this point. We're back, just injury-wise. So going to this game, this was the lineup that we chose. And this has been the consistent lineup lately. You got the front 3. You got Rafinha, Lewandowski, Lemar. And then in the number 10, we have people been switching off. So in this game, we have Lopez on there. And in the midfield, we had Pedri and Mark, the other Mark, not the one that got hurt. And then in the back, Blade, who's came back as well, and he's looking great as well. Martinez and Kubasi have made the connection. All right, I think we found it. I don't even think as Christensen come back, he can get in through this. Same with Araujo. And then you got Koundé, can anybody complain that Koundé is the best right back right now? I don't think so. There's no complaint from me. So anyway, I'm looking at the lineup. I'm like, we're looking great. So let's just see what happens. So as the game is going on, we get a goal immediately. Rafinha gets a goal immediately. And this is the high press we're talking about. So we get this goal. You're not getting too happy, but you're like, oh my God, this is a big deal, you know? Always when you get the first goal in the game, it gives you a huge courage. It really gives you the motivation just to keep scoring, basically, okay? Because this is what Bayern usually does to us. They score way early to the point that it just breaks the team. So we did this to them now. They're broken. So anyway, as the game going on, immediately Bayern equalizes it. Kane scores a goal. It was ruled offside, and then he scores again. And then now it's 1-1, and not that long. They come back. Maybe it was like 15 minutes in. They're back again. And now the game is going, and really, Bayern is still controlling the game. It still looks like they can win this whole thing. Nothing is kind of changing that much. But the upside trap that we've been making is working perfectly, and Bayern's having a hard time really knowing how to deal with it. All right? And our defense, the connection, the movement, it's beautiful. Okay? So a few minutes later, a goal out of nowhere, a cross in, and this is something we've been doing. The defense, we have Kubasi is a great passer, and same with Martinez. And they've been just looping the balls in just to see if the number 10, false number 10, can get through it, right? So let's just say if the back defender for Bayern are focused on Lewandowski or Rafinha or Lamar, they got the number 10 to still worry about. So every time the defense push in, you got number 10 making that run. So the second goal is basically like that. So he makes that run, the ball comes over, and a lot of people complaining that, oh, it was a foul against Kim. All he did was just basically put his arm in front of it. He didn't like push him. He just put his arm in front of it, which kind of made it seem like he was pushing him. I personally don't think that was a foul at all, because defenders do that to forwards all the time. There's no foul. So why would it be foul now? So the ball comes over and it passes Kim. And Kim has been having a hard time in this game. And Lopez just passes it to Lewandowski, and then it's 2-1. Okay? Now we're really picking up the pace at this point, right? Out of nowhere, as the game is going on, before halftime, Rafinha gets another goal. Every pass, every shot they take is just pure magic. So second half starts, and again, we're still being very direct, okay? Very direct. And nothing's changing. As the second half continues, it seems like Barcelona is just kind of growing into the game, are becoming more control in the midfield specifically. Pedri was having a field day. They just could not stop it. You see the passes between all of them. They were just amazing. Even though you can see that it was 4-0, it wasn't even, we didn't have much of the possession. Bayern had most of the possession, right? And what is it? Even when it comes to shots, it was 11-12. We were only one shot ahead of them. Shots on target, they had 3. We only had 4. Okay? Our difference is all the 4 shots we took, there were goals. Again, possession, Bayern has 61. We had 39. This is Barcelona we're talking about. And they had 39% of the possession. Okay? Come on. Even passes. Think about passes. Bayern had 565 passes. Barcelona had 377. This is Barcelona we're talking about. We're just, this is a completely different team. We're playing with a completely different tactic. If you look at the statistic and you look at the score, you're going to be like, what did happen here? It's because we took our chances and we were lethal, okay? Not to say Bayern didn't have their chances. They obviously did. They didn't take their chances. Barcelona did. That was the big difference, okay? We were just lethal. Anyway, so we win the game. Great. You know what I mean? These guys are celebrating like they won the Champions League with their fans. And a lot of people were like, why are they celebrating so hard? Now, we've been losing to these guys since 2015. Do you understand? We haven't scored a goal the last few games we played them. So this was such a big hurdle to pass. They really needed this. There's a new team, new coach, new philosophy in a way. And they really needed this to really kickstart the momentum. So this was just a statement. This was a big statement to the fans, to every team in Europe, basically. Okay? And coming to the weekend, them playing against Madrid, like I told you, the stakes that are involved, this was a big deal. So now this weekend comes, now we're playing Barcelona versus Real Madrid. And a lot of pundits before we came in this game, they were criticizing Barcelona for their high lines. They're like, Bayern didn't take advantage of Barcelona high line. When they go to Bernabeu, they got 2 fast guys, Mbappe and Vinicius, are going to have a field day with that high line. That was the narrative, okay? A lot of people even said, Real Madrid is clearly going to win after what they performed against Dortmund. But people always forget, and I have said this many times, Henry said it as well. Every team in Europe is afraid of Real Madrid, but Real Madrid is afraid of Barcelona, okay? Bernabeu is our next home. Do you understand? And not to say that Real Madrid hasn't beat Barcelona. The last few times they played, same thing. They've been winning, but this was different. We can feel it. Everybody feels it. The players are different. The connection is different. The coach is different. The tactic is different. Okay? And we have players at the top who are, at the beginning of the season, I was saying that the main star of the league should be Kylian Mbappe. And I feel like Lewandowski took that to heart and got offended. And this dude has not stopped scoring this season. So this was a great game to show what team really rules, not just Europe, but La Liga as well. And this was it. So they start the game, and Barcelona looks comfortable. That's what I would say. Looks comfortable. They're still playing. They're taking a lot of risk. They're playing high line like crazy, okay? And they use the same lineup they used against Bayern as well. So that was good. But the difference between this lineup and Bayern lineup is that the players that were injured that were getting a little bit of time to play, they were also getting comfortable as well. Even as the game went on, every player in Barcelona lineup looked very comfortable, except Lopez. Lopez didn't look that comfortable. Like in the first half, he was having a lot of hard time controlling the ball, too many times in my opinion. By the end of the first half, Kylian Mbappe couldn't stop going to upside. I think he got one goal ruled out. I mean, the guy couldn't get out of the outside trap. It was working and working. But at the halftime, a lot of the pundits were still saying Barcelona is taking a high risk. This second half, they have no doubt in their mind that Madrid is going to learn their lesson about this high line, and they're really going to punish Barcelona. So coming to the second half, you still don't really know if Madrid or Barcelona is going to win. A lot of people are still assuming the prediction was that Madrid was really going to take advantage of this high line. And second half starts, and they completely loses it. After the second half, it was fully control Barcelona. They switched Lopez with De Jong, and that was all they needed. Okay, De Jong is somebody who can slow the ball down, right? And that's what we needed. And you have Pedri, who can freely roam around, and you have Dani Olmo, who is clinical. That's the most important about this player, that he is very clinical. His pass is clean. He knows where to be. He has the brain. He's been here. He's part of the Le Mas Academy, so he knows what he's doing. So he gets it. He comes in and he doesn't skip a step. Plays his role perfectly. For example, Real Madrid also tried to play the high line as we did as well. But the problem is, they have Mendy, who, I mean, he was terrible. Let's be honest here. Mendy was like just messing up balls left to right. He wasn't really connected with the whole line, so they couldn't do it right. So Lewandowski secretly just went around there, and the first goal Lewandowski scored should give you what was coming. I mean, the goal was so clean. I mean, this dude shot from outside the goalie box, and it was just perfect. It was so perfect. It was such a striker goal that you can tell this striker is so confident on his shots that it's going to be a goal every time. And it wasn't too hard. It was just precision. That's all it was. So now we have 1-0, and the whole vibe changes. 2 minutes later, Madrid, as they're freaking out, and they let Blade off at the left side, and he crosses in, perfect, another goal, a header, Lewandowski. So at this point, you're like, what is going on? Madrid is losing it. You know, they look tired, they look exhausted. In the middle, they're just playing around. They're just playing with the ball. They couldn't get anything done. So they start making substitute. You know, let's bring Modric in there. See what he can do. Nothing. He could have done absolutely nothing. And the game went on. Lewandowski could have scored at least 4 goals in this game. 2 clear shots he missed. Okay, and we're thinking, this is not what we want. This is not. We don't want to crumble. Why are you missing these goals? You know, every time he misses, you're assuming the Madrid is going to punish us for it. But they just didn't. They couldn't get their mojo together, and they just couldn't get it going. So what does Lemar does? The young kid, he blasts a shot with his weaker foot, 3-0. Basically, at this point, it's over. We're done. It's 77 minutes at this goal. I mean, it's over. You can look at Madrid's faces, and they knew it was over, right? Rafinha was like, nah, I want to get into this party as well. He gets a goal as well. And his goal, again, these goals are just clean. They're precise. Precision. Okay? So they win. It's over. Madrid is having a meltdown. What is it? The record stays alive. It looks like Barcelona just sent a clear statement to every team in Europe that they're coming. They're coming for you. They're coming for your family. They're coming for your kids. You better watch it. That's the statement they made. It was a great game. And after the game, Vinicius decided to take it in his own hand and be like, you know, there's a lot of racism going on, and you know we don't like it. You know, I support Rafinha and what's his name, Lemar, and we're gonna find these racists. We're gonna arrest them. Also, I'm very happy to see that what is his name, Vinicius is losing the Ballon d'Or. Let's go to the Ballon d'Or, because this dude is terrible. Even the whole game, I was just like, we can't lose to him, because his attitude is so terrible. It's so unprofessional. Okay, he's worse than Neymar. At least Neymar wasn't like going to people and yelling in their face. Okay, he was just doing the talking with his, you know, taunting, playing ways. But this guy is also aggressively terrible to players. So even in this game, I think towards the end of it, him and Gabby, I think Gabby made a tackle on him, and they were talking. I think he started talking smack. In the middle of Gabby trying to apologize, you can see they're both are just like, it slowly turns into insulting each other. That's what it looked like. And just throughout the game, His attitude is just terrible. I really don't think it's this, racism, that. It's just, dude, your attitude sucks. He literally put a post saying that these criminals should be arrested. You really think you should arrest people for words? Ugh, pathic. That's what I think. And I think this all ties into that I think he thinks better than he is, in my opinion. I am not diminishing his skill. He's a great footballer, okay? Every season this dude's been getting better. But his behavior every season has been getting worse, okay? And it just shows the fact that the whole team didn't show up to the Ballon d'Or. So apparently, yesterday morning, they heard that Vinicius is not going to win the Ballon d'Or. So the whole Madrid team, from the coach, the staff, the representative, they all decided not to come at the Ballon d'Or. Okay? May I remind you, Ancelotti won the Coach of the Year, and Madrid won the Team of the Year. And both of them didn't show up, which is just weird to me, because you won the... Why? I think they filled his head so much that he assumed that he was going to win the Ballon d'Or. Everybody around him telling him, like, dude, it's you, man. We don't see anybody else. And now I would even make the argument to say that I don't even think Roger deserved it. Okay? I personally think Carvajal, if anything, Carvajal is the one who should have won this. Carvajal was the best player last year. If you think he won a Euro, he won a Champions League, he won the most cups. And he was such a big player to the Madrid and to the Spain national team. As big as Rodri, in my opinion. But I never thought Vinicius was going to win. I didn't think Vinicius deserved to win because he wasn't the best. I'm sorry to say that. I thought, Carvajal was in front of him. And I even think, Rodri was in front of him. And I also think Bellingham was in front of him. Okay? In fact, Martinez, how come no one's talking about Martinez? He had more goals than him. He won Copa America. Okay? He won Serie A, the Italian Cup, the best player in Copa America tournament. I mean, I don't understand how no one's talking about him. Why we're not making that argument? Really, he should be the second, in my opinion. It should be Carvajal and it should be Martinez. If you're just looking from impact players, I'm glad. I'm on the side of the people who are saying like football was saved last night. Okay, him not winning and the fact that they didn't show up and now they're making an excuse saying like this Ballon d'Or doesn't matter, is biased and all this. Oh please, before this you were saying you wanted to win. In fact, he tweeted saying that. What did he say? He said, I'm gonna do 10 times better next time. Well, for what? So you can win the award, right? So obviously the award matters to you people, but you act like it doesn't. And the fact for you not to show up, it just shows how hurt you are that you didn't win. Sore losers. That's what it makes it seem like. Sore losers. Okay? Why can't you be happy? Why can't you be happy for him? And you're still young. You still have another season to go through. You should just shut your mouth and then just showed on the field what you can do instead of yip-yapping. Like I was saying, this racism stuff. Lamar was asked, hey, what do you feel about all this hate that's coming towards you, all this racism? You know what he said? I couldn't even hear them. I don't pay attention to that. I show my worth in the field. And that's exactly how you respond to these. There's always going to be some racist people I'm not even going to say racist people, hateful people. People trying to antagonize you in many ways. Your fans, other people's fans. But once you get attached and you let them know that affects you, why would they stop? They'll just keep pushing onto it. The best thing to do is ignore them. You're in the biggest stage of football. Why do you care what these lowlifes think of you? You are giving them power by acknowledging them. To say the fact that their words are so hurtful that you need to send them to prison? Silly. So this 17-year-old kid literally had the best response. Basically said, I don't hear them. I just do my thing in the field. This kid's going to get Ballon d'Or. And I think the whole football world is going to love him for it. Okay? And I hear it. I hear people, the fact that he put out this racist narrative out there, people are saying that because he's black this, because he's black that. Bro, this dude has a problem with himself. This is self-inflicted wound right here. That's what I think. Okay? All right, now going to the Premier League. We also had Arsenal versus Liverpool. That was the big game. And Liverpool, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. That before we even go to Liverpool, I think that's the only thing we need. I think we need to play Liverpool, and we need to show Liverpool what's up. and we'll fully back. You know what I mean? My trauma would be solved if we can destroy Liverpool like we did to Madrid and Bayern. After that, I mean, we're back. We're back, baby. But we need Liverpool. We really need to play Liverpool. That's what we need. But that being said, Liverpool has been amazing this season. Okay, a lot of people make an excuse that they had the easy run, whatever. Who cares? They're still a contender for the Champions League. In fact, I would blame Arsenal coach Moteta the fact that he said this before the game. He goes, basically he said he was going to beat them. Like, as a coach, why would you say that out loud? Why would you say you'll beat a team? Why don't you just beat them, and then you can say, I mean, we knew we could do it. But this dude said before the game, is like, this weekend, it's going to be red. It was anything but that, okay? They got their 2 goals from set piece, and a lot of people would say the game was very even. I personally think, Liverpool was way better. Mo Salah, again, being the main guy of the team. I mean, this guy he's going to be a legend. If he stays in Liverpool for another 3 years, I think he can break the record for at least the second, highest score in the Premier League. Because it looks like Erling Haaland, if he just keeps on this pace, and I hear that he signed a new contract, he's gonna do it. But nevertheless, the team looks good. I mean, they got a new coach, but it seems like their philosophy is still the same. Their players are still hungry to win trophy, because really they've been second best every year to City, right? And I'm sure they're sick of it. You know what I mean? Even when they can go a season where they can get almost 100 points and they'll still lose to City. That's gotta hurt. So anyway, Arsenal is a team that who think they deserve something they haven't gotten yet. They have their defender saying that I'm the best. I'm one of the best defender. I guess it's the fact that I haven't won a trophy is the reason why people don't want to put me in that conversation. Yeah, that's exactly why. Win a trophy. How about that? Win a trophy. They have not won a trophy. How was the name? Somebody said watching Arsenal is like watching a Netflix series where you have to wait for the second season. And I think that's an accurate description of Arsenal. They look great, they get you going, they get you really hyped, and they let you down at the end. And you'd be like, we had a good run, we gotta wait for next season might be different. Next season might be different. Next season comes, same thing. You have to wait for the next season again. And it seems like the way this season's going, you might have to wait for another season again to get another trophy. You get what I'm saying? So Liverpool basically showed that why they are contender for the Premier League. And I personally thought they were the better team, because Arsenal does what Arsenal does. Whenever they were up by 2 goals, what they did was what? They just caved back. I understand they had a lot of injury in the back going out, defender-wise. Still, like, they weren't going for it. It looked like they kind of just pushed back and started defending. And Liverpool is a team that you don't want to do that. You don't want to show them your back. And that's what Arsenal did. Show them their back. They did that against City before, and now they're doing that against Liverpool. It shows that you don't think you're better enough to actually go all out for it. And it showed. So the game was 2-2, and I think that was a right score in my opinion. And the winner of this game is really City. City is a point clear, and they're not even playing great. Like, it's very hard to watch City the last few games, but they're still grinding. They're grinding again. They do this every year. At the beginning of the season, they don't look too pretty because they're trying new things, different things. Towards the end of the season, as they do every season, they go into final gear and they will hammer. Okay? Yeah. That's all I got for today. I'll see you.